We're going to Hawaii.
Future kids, if you're watching this is what your parents look like at 22 years old on their 1-year wedding anniversary. I feel like I didn't even tell you what this vlog is all going to entail. I'm in Hawaii. I'm gonna be reading here. I'm gonna be doing other fun stuff. So stick around if you want to see fun Hawaii stuff. If you want to see me read some beachy reads, obviously I'll tell you about the books and I'll give you my reviews and thoughts on them, all spoiler free as always. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Brianna and I'm just now getting the time to film an intro for this video because yesterday we had a 17-hour travel day from Minnesota to Maui, but we are finally here. We got to our hotel about 8:30 last night and honestly just like took a shower and passed out in bed because we were exhausted, because by like 10 o'clock Hawaii time when we went to bed, it was then 3 o'clock a.m. Minnesota time. So safe to say we were exhausted, especially just after that travel. So very, very thankful to be here. And actually, while I was on the plane, we had 2 flights. We had a flight from Minnesota to LA and then from LA to Maui. So on those 2 flights, I was able to start and finish a book. And then my husband and I also watched 2 movies together. We watched, what's the first one called? Inception?
Yes.
So we watched Inception. What is that? It just broke open on the top. Good thing I bought a new one. But the first one we watched was Inception with Leonardo DiCaprio, and then the second one we watched was Snowpiercer.
Yes.
With
Chris
Evans. And I read a full book, and that book was The Last Word by Taylor Adams, I think is the author's name. I've only ever read one other Taylor Adams book before, and it was No Exit. And to be honest, I didn't love that book. It was just not something for me, I guess. I think I ended up giving it a 2-star rating, but I had heard really, really good things about The Last Word, because basically it is about this girl, Emma, who leaves a 1-star review on this like indie author's thriller murder book. And you guys, I would also just like to point out there are literally roosters cock-a-doodle-dooing right now. Incredible. Anyways, I'm just gonna do some light makeup like SPF moisturizer and stuff while I tell you about this book. Basically, the book follows Emma and she reads this author's book, and then she dislikes it so much that she goes and leaves a 1-star rating on the Amazon page for the author's book. And the author responds to her 1-star rating message, and they're like, hey, I think it would be nice if you took down your rating because I'm an indie author just trying to make it, and like your 1-star review really hurts me and really hinders my career as a writer. But Emma is like, nope, I'm not taking my review down. Like, I am gonna leave my honest thoughts on a book that I read. So that's what she does, and this author just keeps messaging her, and as they keep messaging her, they're just getting more and more like, I don't know, kind of hostile in a way, I guess. Emma really thinks nothing of it. She's like, this author is probably just a weirdo, I'm not gonna worry about it. Like, this book was terrible, I'm never gonna think about it again. But Emma's definitely going through like a little bit of a rough point in her life. She is very severely depressed, and she is actually house sitting for this very wealthy woman, like on the Washington, I think it was in Washington, like on the Washington coast. Very isolated, remote town, very isolated house. She only has a neighbor that's like a quarter mile away or something. And while Emma is house sitting, some weird like stalkery things start happening. Emma really kind of thinks nothing of it at first, but then she realizes like, hey, I have a stalker issue, and I think the person is the author who I wrote this bad review for. And long story short, well, not long story, because you find out like very, very early on into the book that it actually is the author, that thriller, like murder mystery author who wrote the terrible book that Emma left the 1-star review on. The stalker, or the author, has come to stalk her and kill her. And he's like, I'm gonna make your murder into my next murder book. So definitely very thrilling. I will say, I feel like this book definitely had me on the edge of my seat for majority of it, which is good, because like I was literally stuck on an airplane for 10 hours yesterday. So obviously I needed something that was going to grab onto my attention and hold on to it so that I didn't get bored, because I needed something to do on those long flights, right? I don't even want to tell you like too much more, because you just need to find out along the way yourself, right? But Emma is kind of a not like troubled character, I guess. I was gonna say that, but maybe that's not the right word. But she's definitely dealing with her own personal problems right now. Like I said, she is severely depressed. She's living out in this house all alone. She has cut off contact with everyone. She literally like got rid of her phone. She only has her e-reader, which I think is a Kindle actually. And yeah, she's just like living life isolated. She has her dog, her golden retriever, and that's it. I will say, this book I feel like definitely added an extra fear level to it, because there was a dog involved, and I was like, I swear to God, if anything happens to this dog, like I am putting this book down and I am not picking it up, because I just cannot handle when pets or animals in anything, like movies, books, die. Like that ruins the whole entire thing for me, to be honest. I literally care more about the animals than the human characters. And what does that say about me? Does that make me a bad person? I don't know. That's just me speaking my truth. I think the thing with me is I'm like, okay, these animals are more defenseless than me. Like I can jump out of a window or something if I need to escape, but my animals, my pets need me to help them and save them. So I think that's my whole mindset with it, honestly. So the last word was definitely better for me than No Exit, which again, I am very, very happy about, because I really did not like much of anything about No Exit. And Taylor Adams, if you are watching this, please don't come and murder me. I gave it 2 stars, so that's better than 1 star. But I think I would go ahead and give, I'm sorry, I'm blanking. The last word, probably 3.5 stars. I will say, I feel like the overall storyline and just the characters were more well-rounded than in No Exit. And also, I feel like some of what happened in No Exit like made no sense and really just pissed me off. But the last word kind of like recognizes things like that and avoided things like that, so that was a lot better. And I really actually liked Emma's character. I don't know, I just really feel bad for her, so maybe that's why I liked her better. I don't know. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and give The Last Word 3.5 star ratings, because while I did definitely enjoy it, I read it in like one sitting basically, because I just read it on the flights to Hawaii. But I will say quite a few of the twists I did predict. There was one plot twist near the very end that I did not guess, and that one really got me actually. That one made me kind of sad, and I was like, I'm going into a thriller book, why am I sad? But like, if you read it, you know. So I feel like I can't tell you a whole lot about The Last Word because I don't want to give away any of like the context or the plot twists or anything, but basically just go into it knowing that it's about Emma, who gave a 1-star review to this really, really weird, creepy indie author, male indie author, by the way. I feel like that's kind of important to point out. And he goes to stalk her and kill her after that. So, people, maybe be careful about what you post online because that's kind of scary. I am going to the beach and pool today, so I'll probably see you next time when I'm reading my beachy or poolside read. Reading update time, or just update in general time, I'm not really sure. Also, yes, I am laying in bed because it's actually quite cold in our hotel room. Obviously, the AC is on. And also I have heatless curls in because I need to get ready to go out to supper. So I had to do heatless curls because let me fill you in on our day that we had today. I don't even know if I told you this, but we woke up at 5 a.m. Hawaii time, which would have been 10 a.m. Minnesota time, and we couldn't fall back asleep because I think our body was like, hey, it's 10 o'clock, wake up, you lazy people. So we didn't go back to sleep, so we watched sunrise from our balcony. I have no idea if I already told you this, literally cannot remember. I'm a little jet lagged, not gonna lie, clearly. So we watched sunrise and then we went down to the beach for probably like half an hour before breakfast, because our breakfast at our hotel didn't open until 7. So at like 6:30 we were like, well, we've been up for an hour and a half already, like what should we do? So we went down to the beach and it was super pretty, so peaceful. Like, you guys, this island, being on Maui, is just the most peaceful place I think I have ever been. I am just so obsessed with it already, and it's only day 1, and like not even the entire day has went by. Like, we still have the whole night ahead of us. It's like 3:30 p.m. as I'm giving you this update. And then we just kind of walked around for a little bit, like a morning walk to get some exercise in, and then we went to the beach. That was really fun. My husband did some snorkeling, and I basically just read on the beach and swam in the ocean a little bit. And then we had a little late lunch. We had some fish tacos that were so good. Like, everything here is so fresh. I just can't get over it. And also we were looking at the drink menus, like alcoholic drinks, and I thought it was so interesting. It's just like the liquor and then like fresh fruit juice for the most part. And it's like, okay, in Minnesota, usually when you get like cocktails or something like that, it's the liquor, but then it's mixed with like pop or something and then like a flavored syrup. So I was like, I already knew everything was fresh here, but the fact that even the alcoholic beverages are fresh, that just kind of blows me away. I am obsessed. I had this fresh, like, I don't even know what it was. I think it was guava and passion fruit juice at breakfast this morning. Tell me why it literally tasted like a tropical Mike and Ike, but like it was all real and like fresh squeezed juice. I literally do not know how I'm gonna go back home and go back to eating food that is not fresh like this. Ugh, I'm already dreading it, but we have a whole nother week here. That's what we've been up to today. We came back up to our hotel room after eating that little lunch, and we've just been reading on our balcony together. It's been so chill, so peaceful. We thought about going back and like swimming more, either in the pool or at the beach, but we were like just kind of wanting to take it easy because we are a little bit tired and jet lagged still. So we were like, we don't want to have like too much taken out of us tonight, I guess. Just trying to kind of lay low this first few days to kind of get our bodies adjusted and get a feel for everything, I guess. So my book of choice for the first book of this video is Problematic Summer Romance by Ali Hazelwood. I have been so excited to read this one because I love Ali Hazelwood. I'm an Ali Hazelwood girly through and through. And this one I have just been so excited for because it wasn't even really announced. Like, it was kind of like a surprise announce. And I feel like it literally just got announced a few months ago. And then it came out like a month after it was announced. So I have been very excited for this one because this is the kind of second book after Not in Love, which this one follows the best friend of one of the main characters from Not in Love. And it's an age gap romance, kind of like, I wouldn't necessarily say enemies, like it was friends to enemies to lovers, I think is what's gonna go on. I'm not too far. I'm on chapter 11, page 86, so haven't gotten too far into it. We're just kind of being introduced to the characters that it's going to be about, which is Maya, who is the little sister from the male main character in Not in Love, and then Connor, who is the best friend of the male main character in Not in Love. And Maya and Connor have kind of a weird relationship because Maya's older brother Eli and Connor have been friends for so long. Like, Maya and Connor have always known each other because of this. And Maya is definitely attracted to Connor, but she is so much younger. I think she's like 14 or 15 years younger than Connor, which honestly, like, isn't that bad. They're both adults, so it's not like a crazy age gap. She's 23. Oh yeah, she's 23 and Connor is 38. So 15 years, I honestly feel like it's not that bad. Does that make me a bad person if I don't think an age gap like that is that bad? But like, she's an adult and he's obviously an adult, but it's not like she's a 20-year-old with an 80-year-old. Then I'm like, you know, because that kind of stuff happens in real life. So age gaps like that, I'm like, icky. But when it's just an age gap like this, I'm like, I don't care. Older men are fine. Yeah. So Maya has always been like off limits to Connor because it's his best friend's little sister, but also he's never really viewed her as like a romantic love interest because obviously she was so much younger, like literally a child when he was a grown-ass adult. So he wasn't gonna be like attracted to her, which is obviously good. That's what we want. But now that she's 23, he's like, oh, maybe I am attracted to her. But they were friends and they kind of had a falling out, and now Maya kind of hates him. I don't think Connor hates Maya, but he does see her as kind of childish right now because of the way she's acting. So I think we're gonna learn more about their friendship and kind of why their falling out was such a big deal to Maya. But the setting is so fun for this because they are at a wedding in Italy and it is just like beautiful vibes, just so fun. It's kind of giving me the Unhoneymooner vibes, which I love. The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. Like, if I hadn't read The Unhoneymooners already, that would have been a book I brought on this vacation because it literally takes place in Hawaii. But this is very good as well. Even though it's not in Hawaii, I still love the Italy vibes. I would love to go to Italy one day. I'm also really liking Maya's character already, even though we haven't had a ton of her yet. But I just think it's so interesting because some of the ways she feels with like her grief and trauma is anger toward it. And I'm like, okay, girl, me too. And also she's like, I can be the sweetest person to anyone else, but like if you are someone I care about, I lash out at you. And it's like, why is that me? Why is that me to a T? Like, ask my husband. Literally ask my husband. He will tell everyone I'm like the sweetest and kindest thing, but if something upsets me, yeah, he gets the brunt of it. So I feel bad. Like, I feel bad. I acknowledge this, but yeah, he's looking at me right now. I was just filming a reading update and I was telling the people who are going to watch this that sometimes with my like trauma response and such, it makes me angry. And it's like, anyone else who doesn't like know me will think I'm just like the sweetest ray of sunshine all of the time, but you like know that I lash out. So, is that accurate?
Yeah, that is correct.
You heard it here, folks. So I'm really liking Maya's character in that way because I feel like I kind of relate. So that's my update as of right now. Probably read for a little bit longer and then get ready to go to supper and then watch sunset. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what all happens the rest of today. But probably gonna just read a little bit more. Okay, it is the next day, and we haven't really been busy. I was gonna say we've been busy, but we've been busy chilling and relaxing. There's Christopher. This morning I woke up at 6 and I sat on our balcony for like an hour and just hung out by myself because this one here slept in until 7. And then we just like got ready, went down to breakfast, all that jazz. Oh, we walked we probably walked around for like an hour this morning because we walked to get coffee and then there were a bunch of other shops by it. So we looked in a bunch of those shops and the coffee was so good. It was this like blended Kona coffee mocha. I got a banana one and then you got caramel, right? Oh my God. Yesterday we just got like regular like iced coffees. Like I got an iced latte and he got an iced mocha. But today we tried the Kona coffee for them. It was so good. It was so freaking good. And then after that, we went to the beach for a while. And yeah, we've just kind of been hanging out. We came back up to our balcony to read together for a little bit because the beach was getting pretty hot. We didn't want to get too burnt this early on in our trip. And we have a luau tonight that goes until at least 8:30, you said? 8:45?
8:45.
It goes at least that late. And tomorrow we have to be up early because we have Road to Hana. So we wanted to just kind of chill today before the luau tonight since we have to be up early tomorrow. So we want to be well rested for Road to Hana because that's like an all-day excursion. So I did get quite a bit of reading done today. I think I got like 100 pages, maybe more than 100 pages read today of Problematic Summer Romance by Ali Hazelwood that I started. When did I start this? Did I start it yesterday? I had to have because we've literally only been here for, this is our second day.
Yeah.
So I'm now on chapter 28, page 247, and you know what? My copy is getting a little damaged. I'm not sure how well you can see. Oh yeah, I feel like you can definitely tell. She's getting a little water damage, she's getting a little wind damage, she's getting a little sand damaged. You know what, that's okay. It just shows that she is well loved, and I actually am really enjoying this book. It's just continuing to follow Maya as she's kind of pining for Connor. And I don't know, it's really interesting because of the age gap. I usually don't read a ton of age gap romances, honestly. But this one's really fun, and I really like that we see so many of the other Ali Hazelwood characters. Like, there was just a cameo of 2 of my favorite characters, and it made my heart so happy when I read it. I was so excited. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that, because I don't want to tell you who the characters are, but I was not expecting them at all. I don't know who else I was expecting, other than like Eli and Rue from Not in Love. I feel like that's all I was really expecting. I was not expecting any other Ali Hazelwood characters to make an appearance, so I loved that. I love Ali Hazelwood and her little like Easter eggs and cameos in all of her books. I'm also liking kind of the slow burn aspect to this, but we're getting like flashbacks to when Maya and Connor were a little bit romantically involved, but just like their friendship. So I really like seeing the flashbacks because like in the current day, while they're prepping for this wedding that's gonna happen in Italy, there's so much tension. And yeah, I love a good slow burn when it's done right. And I feel like right now it's being done right because Connor is like so protective of Maya because he's so much older. Does that kind of give weird vibes? Maybe, but I'm liking it. I'm getting through it very, very fast. Like even when it's very difficult to read at the beach because there's so much wind. I don't know if it's always this windy in Maui, but it has been extremely windy these past 2 days that we've been here. Like sand is literally flying everywhere. There is going to be sand in this book forever that I'm never going to be able to get out because it's crazy when you're sitting down on the beach. So even when I'm dealing with all that, I was able to get over 100 pages read today. So I feel like that's doing pretty well. Also, just like the fact that we're literally on vacation in Maui and I've been able to read that much. I'm flying through it, very much liking it. It's not like as academic as other Allie Hazelwood books. Like Maya is a woman in STEM, and obviously we know Connor is in STEM from seeing him in Not in Love with Eli and Rue. But Maya's also a woman in STEM, but we're not like getting a ton of Maya's like studies and her work. And maybe that's because compared to other Allie Hazelwood characters, she is a lot younger because she's only 23. And I feel like other Allie Hazelwood characters are in like their late 20s or early 30s, so they're more established in their career. So I'm like, I don't know if that's why we're just not getting a ton of that aspect of an Allie Hazelwood book, because usually there's so much science or something going on that I'm like, I don't understand this, but I'm still gonna read it and eat it up. But there hasn't really been that. So we'll see if there's more. I mean, I still have probably like a little over a third of the book to go. I think it's just under 400 pages. It's like 390 some pages, I'm pretty sure. So we're doing pretty good. That's my reading update and just my little update on what we've been doing today. I probably won't see you tomorrow because like I said, we're doing Road to Hana. So I might read this some more tomorrow night when we get back from Road to Hana. But other than that, I probably won't have another chance to pick this up and read it. So obviously I can't give you a reading update if there has been no reading. So probably see you in a few days with another reading update on Problematic Summer Romance, but I'm really liking it so far. Aloha. I am back with a reading update. It is actually quite a few days later. I think the last time I talked to you guys, it must have been Saturday, and now today is Tuesday. So on Sunday, we did Road to Hana, which was literally the entire day. We got picked up at our hotel at 7:40 a.m. and didn't get back until 6:30 p.m. So 11 hours of the day was Road to Hana, and I was severely car sick the entire time from like 8 a.m. to again 6:30 p.m. So I had a very, very rough day. I personally like would not recommend Road to Hana if you get even car sick, like just a little bit, because I do struggle with car sickness and motion sickness. But usually it's not bad. Usually it'll pass, or if I take Dramamine, I'm perfect. I'm good to go. No, I took 3 or 4 Dramamine, which I think you can only take 4 in 24 hours. So I took like the full dosage that a person can take in 24 hours. And I also ate ginger chews. Still a goner, still got sick. Yeah, so I was just severely, severely sick the entire day. So I couldn't really enjoy it as much. It was still cool. We got to go to a black sand beach. We got to go see waterfalls. We got to see sea turtles. So there was a lot of cool things that we did get to see, but I just could not enjoy it fully. I was really just pushing through so that my husband could have a fun time on it, because he was so excited for Road to Hana. Like, I feel like he was like probably the most excited for that. And I was really excited for it too. I just did not expect me to get that sick, like taking precautions to not get sick. So then yesterday on Monday, that was like a recover day for me because I was so sick on Sunday. So we just did like a beach and pool day yesterday, and then we went golfing later yesterday afternoon, and that took up like 4-5 hours of our day doing that. But I did end up finishing Problematic Summer Romance yesterday on the beach. You guys, this book was just so perfect to read on a beach. Like, it is also a beach setting, not Hawaii, obviously it's in Italy, but still just such a good reading experience. I just don't even know how else to put it, and I loved this. I think I'm gonna give it a 4-star rating. Definitely a good book. Like, again, I loved it. I love Maya. I love Connor. There were just some cringy moments, which I feel like you get cringy moments in every Ali Hazelwood book, because she is like painfully millennial. But yeah, I loved Maya and Connor's age gap because they were so funny with their banter. Like, Maya's always making old jokes at Connor, and that they're just way too funny. They're way too cute. I love how protective Connor is of Maya because she is 15 years younger than him. But like, you can just tell how much he cares because he is so kind of overly protective of her in a way. And yeah, Maya's young. She's got a lot of life to figure out still. And that was Connor's like biggest reason not to be with her, because they're both at such different parts in their life. But even Connor, as a 38-year-old, is still learning so much in life. And it's like, when they realize that they're both at such different points in your life, but throughout your whole life, no matter how old you are, you're still gonna be learning how to live life. I just think that was so beautiful. I also loved all the characters we got to see, like Eli and Rue and that whole friend group from Not in Love. Like, I just love Ali Hazelwood books for that reason, seeing all the characters kind of intertwined. And this book only takes place over a week, and I just loved seeing Maya and Connor, how they started out at the beginning of the wedding week and then how they were by the end of it. They definitely both had personal growth and development within that week, which is that realistic? Maybe not in that short of time, but it's fictional, so it's fine. I feel like I like Problematic Summer Romance a little bit more than Not in Love, but they're both so good. Like, I also loved Not in Love when I read that last year, but this one, I don't know, just something about the age gap and the slow burn and all of the tension and all of the banter. Like, the banter was bantering in this book. Also, kind of the dual timeline where we get to see Maya and Connor and their friendship and their relationship before they had this huge falling out to what it is now at the wedding week. And then just how they reconcile that, how they deal with their feelings and emotions, because they both have their own past traumas. Like Maya, it is from her parents passing away when they were young, and then her older brother had to then step up to be her caretaker, and how that kind of made her life look. And then Connor with his own personal problems. I just feel like Ali Hazelwood characters are always so three-dimensional, and she just never misses for me, honestly. Well, okay, Bride I gave like a 3.5 star rating, but I won't get into that in this video. I will say, I think her next like paranormal romances will just continue to get better as she writes it more, but Bride, I don't know. So our first physical book of this video is done. I read, what was it called? The Last Word by Taylor Adams on the plane ride to Hawaii, and then this was my first like beachy read in Hawaii, and it was just so perfect. Just amazing vibes. I am loving it. And the next book that I'm going to start is The Paradise Problem by Christina Lauren. I am so excited to read this one, you guys. I have been wanting to read it since it came out in hardcover, but I didn't want to buy it in hardcover, so it came out in paperback a few months ago. What's up with all my bookmarks falling out of my books? Anywho's, it came out in paperback a few months ago. So I picked it up and I saved it for this trip before we even knew we were gonna go on this trip. Like, when I tell you guys, we booked this trip to Hawaii pretty last minute. We booked it like a month before we left, which is probably kind of crazy, but there was just a lot of stuff going on in our life. Like, we were going to buy a house. We put an offer in, the offer was accepted. We were literally going to buy it. And then that fell through because after our inspection, we found out that the foundation of the house was crumbling. So we like pulled out of that contract. And when we were going to buy that house, we were not going to plan this trip to Hawaii. But then everything with the house fell through. So then we planned this trip to Hawaii. So I've been saving this book for probably since like March to read on this vacation. So it's finally coming full circle now. And I am just so excited. Obviously, it's giving tropical vibes, and again, I just think this looks like the perfect beach or pool read, especially in Hawaii. I think this is on a remote island, but again, like not Hawaii. But that's okay, because we just need the good vibes, right? And I will also be doing a buddy read of this with one of my friends, so I'm going to be texting her updates and just seeing what we think along the way together. So I'll probably see you on the beach when I'm reading this. Aloha once again today. I am going to do a reading update, give you a reading update on The Paradise Problem by Christina Lauren, because I did start a little bit today. I have some stories to tell you guys. My husband really wants to tell you one that literally happened like 30 seconds ago. So we were in this elevator coming up to our hotel room, and there were like 5 people in it, including us, I think. And one of the ladies had a pizza. Like, she ordered a pizza and was taking it up to her room, right? And in the elevator, everyone was like, the pizza smells good. Well, what Christopher didn't realize is that the lady with the pizza is also staying on the same floor as us. So when we got off of the elevator first, she followed, but he didn't see that. So we're walking down the hallway and he's like, that pizza smelled so good. And in my head, I'm already embarrassed. I have social anxiety. I'm like, oh no, this man is like mortifying me, because pizza lady is right behind us and like is hearing him say how good this pizza smells. And then, I kid you not, 2 seconds later, he goes, oh, that pizza smelled so good. And I'm just like, can you shut the F up and just get to our hotel room? I am done with you. You are embarrassing me, because pizza lady is right behind us and he's saying how good this pizza smells. And I'm like, please stop. So that's what just happened on our way back from getting ice cream. Today was gonna be a chill day. We were just gonna like go down to the beach. And did we literally have any other plans today?
No.
I don't think so. My stomach has still been kind of messed up from Road to Hana, so we've been taking it very, very lightly. But we went down to the beach, and literally within a minute of me being in the water, probably within a minute of me being in the water, of swimming, a huge wave comes. I get pulled under and like swept away. I am standing next to my husband 1 second, and then the next second I open my eyes and I'm underwater, and literally so terrifying. Like, honestly, I feel like I almost died. Christopher thinks I'm being dramatic, but like, that is what kills people. That is how people drown, is when you get taken under by the water and like swept away. And that's what was happening to me. Like, I just remember opening my eyes. I like held my breath, because I then realized I was underwater after I already breathed in the water, and I just like tried to go up, which I did. I got out safely, obviously. But yeah, that was a little terrifying, and I was definitely like frazzled and like shooken up almost, because I was like, holy shit, I almost drowned. I have been to the ocean several times. Like, I've been to Florida. I don't even know how many times. I've lost count at this point. I've been to California. We went to Massachusetts, and now we're in Hawaii. Like, I am familiar with water. We literally live in Minnesota, land of 10,000 lakes. Like, I know how to swim. But today, these waves were something else because they're like going to shore and like leaving shore at the same time. So it was just creating this like crazy wave in the middle. And that is what like absorbed me and sucked me under. And it was really scary, honestly. So I almost died on Road to Hana, and I almost died in the ocean. So Hawaii has been a near-death experience for me, but I am loving it. So other than that, it was a fun beach day. We were there for like almost 3 hours. Literally did not feel that long at all. I felt like we were out there for maybe an hour and 3 hours had passed, and I was like, oh my god, that's kind of crazy. I did get a little bit of reading done on the beach. It was really windy today, unfortunately. So I didn't really read on the beach as much as I would have liked because my pages were flying. There was sand just plastering my skin from it blowing. So then we did read a little bit more when we just came up to the hotel room tonight to chill. I'm on page 59, chapter 8. And this book is about Anna and Liam, who they get married because of this like housing situation in college. And so it's a marriage of convenience. But then later, Anna finds out that Liam is actually like in for this marriage because he is the heir, or is it heir if you're male? Yeah. Liam, his grandfather was like a billionaire, literally a billionaire. So he left Liam this inheritance, but Liam can only inherit it if he is married for 5 years. So Liam kind of married Anna for that, but Anna married Liam for this whole housing situation. I don't really know. I don't understand that whole college housing situation. I have never experienced anything like that. So they did that, and now, after being married for almost 5 years, Liam's younger sister is getting married. So Liam has to take Anna to this like remote island where the wedding is being held, and Anna has to meet all the family because she literally doesn't know them because it's just a marriage of convenience. Like, they were never actually supposed to be married for real, but he has to pretend to his family that they have actually been married for like almost 5 years so that he gets his inheritance. So that's where we are right now. They're on their way to the whole wedding festivities. I think it's so funny. Like, hold on, I have the book right here. Problematic summer romance took place on an island because of a wedding, and then the paradise problem is also taking place on an island for a wedding. I had no idea going into this one that's what it was. Like, I don't really read the back of books because I feel like they give away too much. So I had no idea this was going to be another wedding-y one, but it's kind of fitting because like my husband and I are here for our 1-year wedding anniversary. So it's kind of fun reading about weddings and reading about love on these remote islands when we're on a remote island and celebrating our love. I don't know. It just makes my heart happy. So that's where I currently am with this. It's really funny. I really am liking Liam and Anna's dynamic so far. They don't know each other well at all. Like, Anna didn't even know his first name, yet they're married. So they're just really funny, and I'm really enjoying it so far. So not too far into it, but I feel like it's going pretty fast. I think this one's just a little over 300 pages. So the Allie Hazel one was about 400. I don't even know what I just said there. Allie Hazelwood one was 400. So this one's definitely going to be a little bit shorter, but I don't know. I'm really liking it. Hopefully it'll kind of like kickstart my Christina Lauren books again because I love the Unhoneymooners and I loved the Soulmate Equation. But then I read, oh, also Love in Other Words, but I feel like the Unhoneymooners is definitely my favorite. I feel like a lot of people say Love in Other Words is their favorite Christina Lauren, but I don't know. Maybe it's just since The Unhoneymooners was my first book by her, I just loved it so much. But this one's giving me kind of those same vibes as the Christina Lauren books I have loved because I have read a few other ones that I didn't really love. So very, very excited to continue reading this. But yeah, that's my little reading and Hawaii update. I'll be back tomorrow. Okay, reading update and Hawaii update time. So I am on chapter 17, page 147 in the Paradise Problem. I read almost 100 pages yesterday and I'm really, really enjoying it still. It's still super funny. It's a little spicy and there isn't really like any romance between Anna and Liam. But there are definitely spicy thoughts because it's dual POV. So we're seeing inside both of their heads about this whole situation. Anna being on this remote island with this crazy family, like extremely wealthy and just really insane family. And then Liam, who grew up in the insane family, and just like seeing Anna witness all of this stuff. It's really funny. I love the like fake dating that they have to show off because they are in this marriage of convenience, but they've never like actually had to be together, but now they do have to fake it in front of his family. So it is just so fun. Honestly, the perfect little beach read, giving the best vibes. I was really trying to read it on the beach yesterday, but it was so windy. It's just really hard to read on the beach when the wind is this crazy because my pages are flying everywhere. There's literally sand in the book that I will never, ever be able to get out because it's just plastered in here. And today is our last day in Hawaii. We ended up getting a late checkout for our hotel room and having to pay a little bit extra for that because our flight doesn't take off until 9 p.m. tonight. And then I think we land in LA around 5 a.m. or no, yeah, 5 a.m. LA time. And then our next flight back home to Minnesota boards at 5:30 a.m. So it's gonna be tight. I'm a little bit worried about that, but basically because our flight is so late tonight, we wanted to extend our checkout time because otherwise we would have had to be like packed up and checked out already. But now our checkout time is at 4 p.m. So we have time to like go to the beach again today and then come back and wash up and pack everything up and probably get supper and then head to the airport. The airport is about 45 minutes to an hour drive from our hotel. So that's the plan for today. Last night was just another chill like beach day. And then we got dressed up and we went out to supper and that was super nice. Watched our last sunset, which was amazing as usual. Today we woke up at 5:30 a.m. to watch sunrise, but I will say I stayed in bed because I was exhausted and my husband went out and sat on our balcony and watched it. But he said you couldn't see much because it was so cloudy over at the mountains, so you couldn't really see the sun come up. But then we did head to the beach at like 6:30 until 7, and then we got breakfast. And then we came up and we took a nap, like an hour-and-a-half nap, because we have a very, very long flight or travel day ahead of us again, and we're probably gonna be up for over 24 hours. I could have done the 24-hour reading challenge. What was I thinking? So yeah, that's our plan, and I hope to get another good chunk of this read today at the beach. And otherwise, if I don't finish it like today at the beach, I will definitely be finishing it on the flight home. So stay tuned for all that jazz. I just wanted to hop on with a little reading update. I feel like I don't really have much more to say about the book because it's kind of the same thing that was happening the first update I gave you. Like they're on this island for the wedding and all these wedding festivities going on. Anna is meeting everyone in the family and having to pretend like she's known everything about them for the last 5 years, but obviously she hasn't. So this, again, perfect beach read. Same with Problematic Summer Romance by Allie Hazelwood. That one was a perfect beach read. So I definitely picked out good books to bring on this trip. I am just dreading going home and like going back to reality, like getting back to work, getting myself all organized again, having to plan meals, like meal prep and go grocery shopping. Not looking forward to any of that whatsoever, but I do have some exciting things for work coming up, like on TikTok, and then my own personal business that I'm starting. So just a lot of craziness happening the end of this month, so stay tuned for all that. But I think we're gonna get ready to go to the beach, so maybe I'll see you reading down there if it's not too windy. Like yesterday, it was way too windy to even film at the beach, so we'll see how bad it is today, because when we went out to walk to get coffee, it wasn't that bad, but then on our way back from coffee, it was like hurricane winds, and yeah. So I'm hoping when we actually get down to the beach, it's not so terrible. We shall see. I'll be back when I'm back. Hi guys, we are home from Hawaii. We actually left Thursday night and now it is Sunday as I'm filming this, but our flight on Thursday night wasn't until like 9 p.m. and it actually ended up getting delayed like 45 minutes. And that was very, very stressful because our layover was only an hour. So when we were leaving 45 minutes late for our first flight, we were like, there's no way in hell we are going to make this layover or this connecting flight, I mean. But guess what? We made it. We actually arrived at the same time we were supposed to arrive initially, even though we left 45 minutes late. So I was like, did he just fly the plane extra fast? Like, what is going on here? I literally do not know. So we landed in LA around 5 a.m. LA time on Friday. And then we ended up getting home to our house at about 3 p.m. Minnesota time on Friday. Keep in mind, we live 2 hours from the airport. So even when we land, we still have a journey ahead. So honestly, the flights were terrible. We had a red eye. Obviously, we flew overnight from Maui to LA and then from LA to Minnesota. And we got hardly any sleep. It was just so uncomfortable. There was a baby crying on our flight the entire time, like that first one from Maui to LA, which was completely overnight, like 5 hours in the middle of the night. And then from LA to Minnesota, I was just like so motion sick the entire flight. I was honestly miserable. I didn't do anything on the flights. I just closed my eyes and tried to sleep. Didn't watch a movie, didn't read, didn't do anything because I was so miserable. And then we got home on Friday. I immediately like hugged my cats and then I took a bath and then we actually laid down in bed probably around like 3 or 4 or no, like 4 o'clock, 4:30, something like that, and passed out for like 2 hours. And the jet lag has been so real, you guys. Like, I have not been able to fall asleep until like 3 a.m., which makes sense because 3 a.m. here is like 8 p.m. in Hawaii, and that's when we were going to sleep every night in Hawaii and then waking up at like 6 a.m. in Hawaii. So my sleep has been awful. But I did end up finishing The Paradise Problem yesterday. We just had a chill day at home actually yesterday and today because we came home to 95-degree weather and like 90% humidity. Like, tell me why it's hotter in Minnesota than it was in Hawaii. So yesterday we blew up the kiddie pool. My nephew was over, so I didn't like record myself reading at all, but I did end up finishing The Paradise Problem. So I just wanted to give you a little update on our trip that we got home and also the book. I don't know what my husband's doing. He's making a lot of noise though. This is such a perfect beach or summery read. I loved both Anna and Liam's character. I feel like a lot of times I tend to like one character more than the other, but in this one, I just love them both. They're just such good people. Like, Liam comes from this very wealthy, problematic family. And Anna is not from that world at all. Anna struggles a lot financially, so like it is a huge culture shock to her going to this private island for however long to spend with Liam's family, and there's a lot of like assholes in his family. So it's just very, very toxic, and seeing Anna and Liam kind of navigate it and their fake relationship is really, really cute. It's really funny. I love when the romance comes into play, and then the spice was like good spice. It's not overly spicy. It's just a little bit of spice thrown in a little bit toward the end. And sometimes when spice is bad, that can like break a book, but the spice was not bad in this book. I will just say that. I really, really loved this one. Again, just perfect vibes for reading on the beach, perfect vibes just sitting at a kiddie pool when I got home in Minnesota, and I gave it a 4.5 star rating. So I would definitely recommend this. This is one of my new favorite Christina Lauren books for sure. And then the other physical book I read on the beach in Hawaii was Problematic Summer Romance by Ali Hazelwood. I also adored this one. I love Maya and Connor and their dynamic and their age gap. Again, so funny. The banter was bantering. I pointed out earlier how these books both like take place on a remote island, prepping for a wedding. Like a wedding takes place in both of these books. They also both have problem in the titles. How did I not notice that before? But that is so funny. So Problematic Summer Romance and then The Paradise Problem. I love that. And both of these, like, I just love these authors. And it's so funny because Ali Hazelwood has a blurb on this one that says another masterpiece. You're right, Ali Hazelwood, you're right. But yours was also a masterpiece, so. Those are the two physical books I read while in Hawaii. And then on the way to Hawaii, I did read a book on my Kindle, and it is Kindle Unlimited if you guys also want to read it, but it is The Last Word by Taylor Adams, and this is like a thriller book, and it was very, very fast paced, kept me entertained, literally read it in one sitting on my flight, so I feel like that tells you it's good. I gave it a 3.5 stars. Like, it was very entertaining. It did what it needed to do in the moment, but it's probably not going to be one that like sticks with me forever, but still good if you're looking for like a thriller palette cleanser, I would say. But this video is coming to an end now that I am back home in Minnesota. We loved Hawaii so much. My husband's already talking to me about going back, and I'm like, let me recover from the travel first because I did not do well. And also, let's let our financials recover a little bit first as well. But I hope you guys enjoyed this reading vlog slash like Hawaii vlog. Hopefully it was entertaining. We read some amazing summer beach reads, so definitely read those books if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching. Please give it a like if you did enjoy the video, and please subscribe to my channel down below as well. Also comment any videos you would like to see in the future because I want to record what you want to see. And I will see you next time. Bye guys.